Gallardo. How are you, man?
I'm very good, very good.
Good to see you here. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
You called me last night and you mentioned, I didn't get the whole thing straight in my head.
Yeah.
And since I'm so old, I go, let's just get Joe down here and figure this out because you mentioned you want to help some people south of the border.
Yep.
I'm all about that.
Absolutely.
But so let's start with the name of your company and what you do. Salty Addicts, right?
Salty Addicts, yes.
How'd you start that?
So the story is that I was on Facebook one time and I seen somebody selling a keychain for a halibut, and the fishing community was all over it. They were supportive and they loved it, and I was like, man, that's something I can do. I know I can do something like that.
You want to become part of that community?
I wanted to become
Did
part
you
of
fish before that?
I fished my entire life.
Okay, great.
But I wasn't, the whole social media thing is a lot different now from when we were younger.
Yeah, right.
So I came up with the name on the spot, put it on Facebook, and over time it just became a little bit more popular, and the fishing community is just so supportive.
Good job, dude. So what do? You print hats and shirts?
I do shirts. We put charters together. We take people fishing. We work with other organizations that take veterans out. Try to do it all.
You're doing a lot of good stuff in the community. Right?
I try. I try to follow in the footsteps of a great legend named Philip Friedman.
Oh, come on. You got to have a better legend than that. Hey, man, I appreciate that.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having
me. Are you kidding me? So before we get into this Battle of the Pangas, we're going to talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
If somebody wants to order a shirt or hat, are they available in stores or do they have to go to your website?
Yeah, we have a website, saltyaddicts.com.
Yeah.
And we have everything from shirts, hats, stickers. We have a lot of stuff on there. I have rat pliers, so you can order a set of rat pliers.
Awesome. You got everything, it sounds like.
Kind of, yeah.
And that website is what?
saltyaddicts.com.
Okay. And so that sounds great, man. I'll have to check that out myself.
Yeah, thank you.
I see you guys are very active on Facebook in some places. And
yeah,
now we have this thing on the horizon down in a part of the world that I love. I just got back from Baja, California, Norte. I like Sur. I like the whole Baja Peninsula. I like Mexico.
Yep.
But so, and you're also working with a guy that I love a lot, Victor from Blackfin.
Blackfin, yes.
Sport fishing.
Good friend of ours, always helpful. That guy has stuck his neck out for me and my partners, Salty Addicts, my wife. He's done so much for us and continues to do so much for us. That guy, Victor Blackfin, is one of the best guys
Love
that you
that
can
guy.
find down there.
Does a lot of good in the community.
A lot of good, yeah.
Yeah, he invited me down for a whole thing with a group of orphan kids. Man, that was a party. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that guy knows how to party.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It was fun. The kids were great. And I just love being involved in something like that. And the tacos, birria tacos. Oh, my God.
Yeah, the food is something different out there.
In Mexico, it's
so
good. Like I said, I just got back, and Diego Nuno, who's a deckhand on the Royal Star, gave me 3 big giant lobster tails, man, and they were good. I had them for lunch, dinner, and breakfast.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I had one each time. So, Diego, thank you for that. So, what is this Battle of the Pangas, and when is it, and how can we participate?
So, Battle of the Pangas is something that we came up with last year in July. It was just a small idea. Let's get a couple pangas. Let's put a couple teams together and let's compete. And that's exactly what we did. And when we got done with the whole tournament, we had a conversation. We said next year we're going to do a Battle of the Pangas 2, and we're going to have it bigger and better, and we're going to just outdo ourselves. So this year, June 17th, we're having another Battle of the Pangas.
Is that a Saturday?
It is a Saturday.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this year's just, I'm here with Phil Friedman, helping promote this whole thing.
Absolutely, man.
And that's just part of the journey for this whole Battle of the Pangas tournament. And
that's great, Joe.
And not only do we want to do that, but we want to be able to give back to the community of Punta Banda that's given to us, loaning their land to us to be able to fish out there and have these tournaments and bring people out there, our families. And that's just what the whole giving is the least that we can do, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I offered we'll give you a bunch of clothing because we've collected so much stuff, Joe.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see some of it here, but that's like a fraction of what we got going down. In fact, Friday coming up. But at some point in the future, I don't know if you're ready. If you are, go for it. But you're going to ask for donations, maybe clothing and stuff, and then you guys are going to take that down. And sometime in the future, we'll distribute it, maybe have a party, and just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I took my shot with you and messaged you on Facebook.
And I told you, don't bother me, right? Yeah, don't.
I think you blocked me.
I did, yeah. I unblocked you for some reason. I blew it, man.
I got your number, and then that's how I...
We actually met at Denny's.
Yeah.
I was there with my wife.
And I was there with my wife.
How long ago was that?
That was...
Like a year ago?
Yeah, I want to say it was about a year ago. Yeah.
And you were so kind. You came over and said hi. And
I walked up and I was like, hey, Phil. And you were like, hey. I think you welcomed me with open arms and gave me a hug like you always do. You're just the nicest person.
Thank you.
And
I'm a hugger, man.
You are.
Yeah, I am. So let's get back to, so is it what, the biggest fish takes the pot, or how does it work?
This one will be a bluefin tournament.
Yeah.
And I think we have it for June 17th, and I think it's the perfect time for bluefin because they're already searching for them now.
June should be perfect.
June's going to be perfect.
Yes, and, they've already found some down.
They did.
A little bit further south, but I mean, by June, they're going to be crawling all over there.
Yeah, so we're having a bluefin tournament, and what it is that it's going to be 4-man teams on a panga, and they're going to weigh in 4 different fish. So at the end, your total weight for those 4 fish will put you in first, second, or third place, and so on.
Yeah.
But that's how we're going to end up doing it. 4 fish, total weight at the end after bled, gutted, and gilled, and then that'll determine our winners.
And so is there money involved, big money involved, or what? How much?
There's a registration fee of $50 per person.
Yeah.
So it turns out to $200 per panga, and that'll go towards the prizes. So we'll split the prize amounts between the first, second, and third, and it's not only going to be money. There's also going to be a good friend of mine, Kenny from the T-Bird. He's going to be donating 2 trips to help us give back. So yeah, we'll have another winner of biggest fish. So a single person with the biggest fish is going to end up winning a prize as well.
Wow, that's great. It sounds like a big party. So it's just that one day, though. It's not Saturday and Sunday.
No. It'll be Friday registration, Saturday of complete fishing. I think we're going to do it from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then get everybody weighed in, find a winner, and then party.
That sounds good. And this guy, I hear, is involved, huh?
Yes,
Greg Brown?
Man, this is crazy. I mean, I contact Greg on Facebook, and I asked him, would you be willing to be involved in some way, a sponsorship or something? And the guy, without hesitation, told me yes. And it's just not something I expected, but not because of him or anything, but just me. I'm just shooting my shot at everybody.
Right.
And he told me yes, and it was unexpected, and I was happy.
I'm happy to hear that. Greg's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Super good guy, right?
And I'm very
thankful. Should I do it? Hold on one second. www.opsonusa.com. Put in FA at checkout and get a free love note from Greg Brown as well as a gift.
Nice. Right? That was perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Except I kind of screwed it up a little bit, but whatever. Greg, there you go. Joe told me to do that. So Greg's going to be involved. You got all these T-Bird, man. That's nice of those guys. They're throwing in. It really sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Do you guys caravan on the way down there, or everybody gets there when they can get there?
We can definitely set something up where there's a
the
caravan.
Reason I asked that, Joe, maybe you do. I'm sure you do know. Some people are afraid about driving down to Mexico. Yes. I'm not one of them. I've been doing it for 50 years. But there's some trepidation, especially for gringos that don't speak Spanish.
I have an example of a situation that way.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Last year when we had our first Battle of the Pangas, I have a buddy who goes down there all the time. His name is Bill Vale. He goes down there all the time. He does a lot of fishing out there, and he has a girlfriend that's never been. And he brought her along. She went down, and she was hesitant at first. She didn't want to go. She was afraid.
Going to get her head cut off and all that stuff, right?
So she ended up going. We all stayed in the same house. And she ended up going, and we couldn't even find the lady. She was out there partying. She was eating tacos and taking pictures on the beach. She was everywhere but there.
That's funny.
Yeah, so
she settled down and figured out that it was way different.
As soon as I posted the Battle of the Pangas 2 coming up in June 17th,
boom!
She was the first one to reply.
Really?
She was the very first one to reply, like, let's go, I'm ready.
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, you know what? Let's take a break just for a second. Look out there. right, toward Dan. If you look toward Dan and say hi to your 5 kids and wife, for God's sake.
Hey, shout out to all my kids, all 5 of them. My wife, Irene Gallardo, love you. She's excited. I had to step out before I came out here. I told you I had to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
I walked outside and I had to call my wife and tell her, hey, this guy wants to put me on his podcast. And she was like, no nerves in her. She's fine, and she's telling me like, oh, you got this, and I'm just sitting
You do, man. You're great, man. Good
I'm
job.
trying. I'm trying.
You're doing good. So if I want to get in on this, people are listening, they want to get in, do they call you or what do they do?
Yeah, you can.
How do we do
that?
You
can give me a call. You can hit us up on Facebook. I have a Facebook, Salty Addicts.
Send you a private message or
whatever?
Yeah,
send me a private message. You want to send me a text? Do I give them my phone number?
Sure.
310-971-6722. You guys can go ahead and send me a message. You can call me if you want to talk. I'm not a big talker, but we can make it work.
Oh, you're good. You're good. And so accommodation-wise, do people find their own accommodations?
So we're going to be posting all the pangas that we have available. And I'm going to list them all on one post. And I'll let the people do their choosing. So I'm not in the middle of it like last year we had a guy who was telling us like, oh, I want this panga. And then another guy was telling us, well, I wanted that panga. So I rather just put the pangas out there and they can decide which one they want.
They've got to move fast, though, right?
Yeah,
Reserve, right? Yeah.
They're still not out there. We haven't posted them yet. But
you mean the available pangas?
The available pangas we haven't posted yet.
When are you going to do that?
I'm going to do it today.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, so almost by the time people are hearing this,
yeah,
they're going to be hearing this tonight.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to.
All the pangas that are available
are going to be posted where?
They're going to post their own, and then from my Facebook page, I'll be sharing them.
Okay.
So that way.
So people need to go to Salty Addicts. on Facebook. That's where they'll see this list.
That's where they'll see.
And they can sign up also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. They'll sign up with the pangas, and then we'll make a list of our own of where we have the team name, because you can come up with the team name if you want. Have your own team name.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So. It's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be a fun one. Plus,
I can see that.
Yeah.
And you're a good guy. I can tell that because you're going to do it. I can see that. You're combining not only this fun fishing tournament, but you're going to be taking goods down to the people that are Punta Banda who can use it, that Campo Siete area.
Yes.
Some of those folks are really good people. And, anytime we as Americans can reach our hand across the border where there is very little safety net, I'm all for it, man. That's why when you called me, I was like in the middle of 100 things, but I go, you know what, Joe, can we just meet tomorrow and then we'll figure it out. I don't know if you sense that from me, but that's what that's why I wanted to meet with you.
I know it's a lot harder to talk through text message.
Yeah.
You can't get the message direct with just the text message.
Yes.
I think the message can be a little bit more readable when it's in words and in person. And I think you can see my idea coming together of what I want to do out there, not only as far as fishing goes, but as far as like giving and helping out the community out there.
I think it's great. I really do. So you've already made clear people can text you if they're going to go across the border. They're new. I'm sure they can say, Joe, when are you crossing? Can we follow you across? Right?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to go out there more in a group. I think last year we were side by side in the line getting in.
Great.
So I mean, if you have any trouble finding the location or you're not confident in being able to drive out there by yourself, we've been out there plenty of times. My buddy Alex Espinoza, who even put me into this whole thing of fishing out there in Ensenada. This guy, he brought it out. He did so much fishing out there, and he's actually my partner in this whole thing as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's me, my wife, and then my buddy Alex Espinoza.
Alex Espinoza. Good job, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so he brought this whole thing together, and I started going out there, and I loved it so much that we ended up meeting so many new people out there and making this whole Battle of the Pangas thing.
Man, I'll tell you, like fishing pangas, it's just so cool. I love it.
So different.
You get to bond with the captain, and they're good fishermen, man. They're hardcore. They really want to catch, and they work hard at it. And it's just a different experience than being on a sport boat with 30 guys, right? They're both good.
I love going on commercial boats. I love going out on the bigger boats. I love it because you have so many more people to talk to and kind of like
bond with. Yeah, get these friendships going. Yeah.
But there's nothing like being on a panga with 4 people and sharing that moment of fishing between the 4 of the best people that you know, or 4 random people, because you can go out there and just buy 1 ticket and have 3 other people that you don't even know. But I'm sure you'll walk off that panga with new relationships and friends, and it's just a different feeling fishing out there. You're in a different country. You're out in a smaller boat. It's amazing.
I like, when I went with Victor at Blackfin, I liked it from the very beginning, because you're like, all of a sudden you're going through town in this panga. You're riding in the panga and they're telling you to get over to the launching area.
Yeah.
So you're going through town, man. It's just really cool. You're seeing all the people out there. Then you get over to where they launch, and there's an older woman who's there making burritos, selling burritos. I'm like, dude, I got to go over there and
her name
get
is Delma. We've already got her set up.
Delma, okay, perfect. And she's quite good at what she does,
she does.
right?
She's waiting there at the launch area with coffee, burritos,
right?
And you can order whatever you want, or you can pre-order. That's exactly what we're doing. We're pre-ordering for all the pangas.
That's great.
Yeah, so we'll have coffee for all the pangas. We'll have burritos for all the pangas.
It's great on several levels, but 2 of the levels are, 1, the guys on the panga get hot coffee and some really good food, and it's good for her. Yeah. It helps her out.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a win-win deal, man. That sounds good.
She's always there, but it's better to pre-order. If you can pre-order with her and have them ready to go in the morning, she'll have them separated in bags for each panga, and her burritos are amazing. They're pretty good.
God, that sounds good. You're making me hungry.
I'm hungry, too. Yeah. I might just go to Ensenada right now.
Let's go. I just got back, man.
I know.
Yeah, in fact, later tonight, I'm going to run a show about this new place, El Capitan Resort, and it's a great place, man. It's in Puerto Nuevo. All your guys, you should just stop in and check it out, on the way back or whatever. It's a great place, and he's got places where you can barbecue your fish and do all of that, so you should check him out. He's a funny guy.
We're definitely going to be stopping by one of these days and say hello and give him the old Phil Friedman sent me over here.
Friedman Adventures. There you go, Joe. Man, you know how to get to my heart right away.
I know.
So anything else we need to know? The cost is, you said $50?
The cost, so what your costs are going to be is your panga, which is going to be between $500 to $600 per panga.
For how many people?
That'll be for 4 people.
Okay.
So you're going to take care of your costs. The entry fee for the tournament is going to be another $50 per person, which is going to be $200 per panga. Yeah. Which is going to go towards the prizes and the jackpots, the winnings. You got to come up with housing. A lot of the people that we're dealing with right now, they have not only the panga rentals, but they have house rentals. So if you need any place to stay out there, send me a message, give me a call. We can somehow set it up to where...
Do you stay out in Punta Banda or in downtown Ensenada?
I stay in Punta Banda.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're leaving at 5 a.m. It's like, there's some road work going on out that way, so it takes you an hour and a half to get out there. You got to be up at 3.
The house I stay at is about 5 minutes from the launching ramp.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
So I usually go out with Blackfin, and I'm like 5 minutes from there.
Yeah.
Blackfin is 5 minutes from the launch area.
Yeah.
So it's not a long ride because it gets cold in the mornings.
Yeah.
But it won't be a long ride. You'll be there in 5 minutes with a nice warm coffee waiting for you.
Oh yeah, and a burrito.
Yeah.
Breakfast burrito, man.
So the most important things that are going to be that they have to worry about is housing. And
you'll help them with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Pangeros will help. Yeah.
So it'll be housing, the cost of housing, the cost of the panga, which it's split between 4 people. I think it's like somewhere around $150,
right? Yeah.
And then
you just mentioned cost of staying. How much do you pay for your place? How many people sleep in it?
I have a buddy that owns a house out there.
Oh, so you stay with him?
Yeah, so I stay at his house.
It's still pretty. I'm guessing it's cheap.
Cheap.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go through me, Airbnb will have places in Punta Banda or Ensenada or close by that are not expensive at all.
Like $100 a night, something like that, right?
Even cheaper than that.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
right. Yeah.
But and the places are nice, beautiful. Yeah. So it's a really good town, either Punta Banda or Ensenada. There's plenty of places to stay. Either you go through Airbnb or you can contact me and we can help you figure out where you can stay. You can stay with one of the pangeros. So you just hop in his boat from where you're at and go straight to the launch pad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And the party afterwards?
Yes. So,
that's going to be, how's that all?
So we're going to set up a thing, and Bluefin is going to be helping us out. We're going to set up either canopies or not, depending on how the weather is, but we'll have food. He'll be helping us get food out there. I don't know if we might have adult beverages. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
I'm sure you will.
But yeah, we'll be having an after party at Bluefin's. That's where we'll go ahead and let everybody know the first place, second place, and we'll have giveaways.
It's a great venue too.
Yeah,
I was there.
Got a nice spot.
They had a group of orphans come in there, and my friend George Feldman and I went, and we just had a ball, man. I like kids, and I like messing with kids.
Yeah, Victor has come so far in the last couple of years.
He has.
He started with a small hut on a big piece of property. Started with a small hut, and then now he's got a bigger, I forgot what they're called. I forgot what he calls them, but it's huge. It's huge where he fillets all his fish.
Right.
And we'll be weighing the fish. I didn't mention this, but we'll be weighing the fish at the launch area. So when we get back, you get your 4 fish, and I'm not going to be fishing this tournament. I'm going to be part of weighing all the fish.
Yeah.
So I'll be there at the launch ramp. We'll be weighing your 4 biggest fish, and then you guys can go back to your houses, shower up, and then meet at Victor's at a specific time. I think 6 or 7 or something like that, and then that's when we'll go ahead and let everybody know their place in the tournament.
And that's going to be Sunday afternoon?
That'll be Saturday.
Saturday. So you go home, shower up or whatever.
Shower up and go right back at it.
That's great. And then you have Sunday to maybe go out to La Bufadora or go to downtown Ensenada or whatever you want to do. Right?
Bufadora is 15 minutes from
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and there's a lot of nice places to go out there. You got Estero. There's like a campground for Estero Beach or something like that. There's so many nice places to go out there. Like,
absolutely.
I couldn't have chosen a better place to have a tournament.
No, it's great. I love it out there. And it's real rustic. It's like you're away from everything. It's beautiful out there, man. I love it.
Yes.
Well, this sounds like a fabulous thing. And then as this evolves with the taking the clothes down and everything, people can check with you at Salty Addicts, and as we evolve that part of it, you'll be able to fill them in like, hey, you can bring a bag of clothes or whatever it is that's going to happen.
That's what me and you were talking about.
Yes.
We wanted to make this to where we're giving, and I thought, why not come to Phil, who has the experience in doing something like this down there. So
I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you and everything that you do.
Thank you.
But we want to go ahead and give back, and we're going to come up with something that where we can either have some of the competitors bring their own supplies, or figure something out. We're going to come up with in the next couple of days of what it is that we can do, but that's definitely one of the things that we're going to be focused on the most is giving back to the town that's given to us.
That's beautiful. I can't think of a better way to end this, Joe.
Thank you, Phil.
Joe, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you.
It's all mine.
Keep up the great work, and anything I can do to help, just let me know, man.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate you, Phil. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.